Hi guys, I hope you're doing good. On this video, I'll be sharing with you 3 different ways to make instant noodles at home. And to start off, I'm going to show you how to make egg fried noodles. And after the garlic is cooked to your preference, at this point go ahead and add your spices. I added a half teaspoon of garam masala. You can add any spices that you like at this point or any that you prefer for that matter. And after adding your spices, give that a good mix, ensuring that everything comes together nicely. And this is the bumbu sauce that comes with the noodles. Just go ahead and add it. I don't like to add chili, but if you prefer to add chili, please go ahead and add it. So we're just going to allow the spices to cook at this point before going in to add 2 tomatoes. And I grated my tomatoes. You can go ahead and blend yours if you prefer to do that. Give that a good mix and allow the tomatoes to cook. At this point, remember to season your food with salt. And you can use more tomatoes if you're making a lot of noodles. I wasn't making a huge batch, so I just used 2 tomatoes. And just cover the tomatoes and leave them to cook. And after the tomatoes are fully cooked, like you see at this point now, you can go ahead and add your eggs. So I went ahead and added my 2 eggs. You can use more if you prefer. Give that a good mix, and the idea is to get our eggs fully scrambled and fully cooked. And you can cover your eggs at this point to allow them to cook fully. And once the eggs are fully cooked, like you see here at this point, now go ahead and add your boiled noodles. And you're going to give this a good mix, ensuring that everything comes together nicely and that everything is incorporated together nicely. And then after that, you'll see the step that follows. So at this point, I went ahead and added just a few drops of dark soy sauce. You do not have to, but I just like to add soy sauce for the color that it brings to noodles. You can add it if you have it at hand. If you do not, it's not a must. And ready. And as for the second recipe, we are going to make instant noodles using sausages. I'm going to use for this recipe, and to start off, I boil water, and I just boiled in a large enough pot that can hold the noodles so that they can boil freely. And just add the noodles into the boiling water. And as for the Indomie spice sauce, bumbu sauce, just set it aside to use later. And after boiling for 3 to 4 minutes, just remove the noodles from the hot water, and you're going to run this through cold water to prevent overcooking. And on this pot, I'm going to be frying the beef chipolatas. You can use any sausage of your liking for this step. So just add the sausages, just keep turning. You do not want them to cook at this point. Just let them stiffen up a bit so that it will be easier to cut them later and just to make them golden brown. And at this point, the sausages were ready. Just remove them from the oil and then set them aside and ready for the next step. And on that same pot that I cooked the sausages in, I just go ahead and add 1 chopped onion. And you're going to let the onion just turn translucent before adding the crushed garlic and ginger. And I used 3 cloves of garlic and just a small piece of ginger. You will stir the mixture to ensure that the garlic and the ginger plus the onions are fully cooked. And since I was using the beef flavored noodles, I went ahead and added 2 beef cubes. You can add any spice that you like at this point, and at this point is where now I go ahead and add the bumbu sauce. Give that a good stir, ensuring that everything incorporates together nicely. And after that, now go ahead and add 1 chopped tomato. Remember to keep checking for seasoning and adjust accordingly depending on your liking. If you like chili, you can also add it at this point. Just keep turning the tomatoes to ensure that they cook fully. You can add a little bit of water, then cover the pan and then leave the tomatoes to cook. And once the tomatoes are fully cooked, like at this point, add 1 teaspoon of tomato paste and then you're going to give this a good stir. Ensure that the tomatoes are cooked fully and ensure that most of the water is evaporated at this point. Now at this point, go ahead and add your sausages. Like you can see, I already cut mine into smaller bite-sized pieces. You can choose whatever sizes you'd like to cut yours. Give this a good stir, ensuring that everything comes together nicely. And remember, the sausages were not cooked fully, so cover the pan and then you're going to leave the sausages to cook before moving on to the next step. So at this point now, the sausages were fully cooked, so you're just going ahead to add the noodles and then stir everything gently like you see on the video. And the idea is to ensure that the noodles and the sausages come together nicely to make one delicious meal. And at this point, I like to add soy sauce, but you do not have to, it's completely optional. Also, I did not add any salt to my dish because already the beef cubes were so salty, plus the bumbu sauce. So I just went ahead and added a little bit of soy sauce. And also remember that soy sauce is also salty. So guys, you can see how easy it was to make the noodles and sausage muffin. Thank you so much for watching this video. And the third recipe is how to make instant noodles with veggies. Like you can see, these guys, they look so delicious. So let's get into it. Guys, I started off by boiling some water that I'm going to be boiling the noodles in, and here is the noodles type that I will be using. Just go ahead and add them in and allow that to boil for exactly 3 minutes. And 3 minutes later, the noodles will be ready. Just drain off the excess water and then add some cooking oil to the cooked noodles like you see here, and then you're just going to give that a proper mix. And I realized that doing this ensures that the noodles do not stick to one another. Now go ahead and fry some onions like you see on the video, and also I added some salt to the onions just to allow them to cook faster. And notice that I did not cook the onions to be golden brown. Then go ahead and add tomatoes. And you need to allow the tomatoes to cook fully like you see on the video. Just keep checking and stirring. And after the tomatoes are ready, I added carrots and peas. And the peas were pre-cooked, but the carrots were not, so I had to add them together just to ensure that the carrots soften a little bit. And you're going to allow this to cook for some few minutes just to soften the carrots. And guys, at this point you can add any spices that you prefer. Next, I went ahead and added the colored bell peppers. I used the red, the yellow and the green ones. And if you love bell peppers like I do, you're going to love this mix. Just give that a proper mix, ensuring that everything comes together nicely. And the colors, oh my god. Next, I went ahead and added bumbu sauce. And we're going to give this a good stir. I don't like adding many spices to my noodles, just to maintain that natural taste. So I like to use the provided sauce that comes with the noodles. And I don't like to overcook my bell peppers, so I just cook them for a minute or two like you see here, giving that a good stir. And then later I went ahead and added the boiled noodles. You can see the noodles are not sticking to each other, and you're going to give that a proper mix, ensuring that everything comes together nicely. Oh my god, guys, these noodles are so good. I would make them every single day if I had the chance to. I went ahead and added some soy sauce. You do not have to. I just add the soy sauce for color and taste. So you're going to give everything a proper mix like you see here for approximately 1 minute, and everything will be ready. Guys, this noodles recipe I believe is something that everyone should try. I love the noodles so much. They were so good, so delicious, guys, and like you've seen, so easy to make. So I hope you like this recipe and I hope you give it a trial. Be sure to watch another video on this channel.